project development. We're now going to look at what we can do with your idea, and we're going to look at just how many employability skills or soft skills, that area that we looked into on the Labour Market Information Knowledge Organiser. Learning intention is to develop your employability skills through the Teen Tech project. Employability skills is another phrase for soft skills. So we're going to learn what the soft skills are as our first step. We're going to concentrate on improving communication and presentation skills, but do a few others as well. And then we're going to look at evaluating our personal skills and taking on board feedback. Quite a mature skill to adapt to. And we're going to look at a record of achievement in our key vocabulary. And obviously employability skills is a phrase we need to make sure we are familiar with. There are 6 things to complete for this lesson. You're going to present to your peers, that is, other students in the class. You're going to fill a feedback form, so are they, and you're going to have a team vote. Then we're going to dip back into Start Profile and show you the locker room, which is a record of achievement, because giving your presentations is actually an achievement as well. And then we've got some tasks to do in your newly formed team of 3. About adding more primary research, more secondary research, and a presentation. Peer presentation. That is to 2 other students in the class. That means there's going to be 3 of you and no one else. You're going to present your idea to 2 of your peers. You're only going to use the pages as you can see on the slide. The secondary research, you see the Google research boxes. You've got the survey results, and you've got some interesting facts to fill in on page 13. And to help you prepare for your little speech to your peers, you've got the box at the bottom of page 13 to help you get the main points that you like to get across. So this is about your ability to tell your peers how fantastic your idea is and that there's a need for it. So all these pages in your booklet are now going to help you do that. Well, if you reach this slide, that means that was it. You've given your peer presentation. How did it go? Was it good? Was it bad? But you know what? Actually doing it means you had courage to present, and we want to record that. So we're going to get some feedback forms written now. You're going to complete your self-evaluation on page 14. That is as in right by Kermit down below. And your peers are going to complete the peer evaluation, which can be found in Student Out, as you can see written on the slide. Unfortunately, we're not printing right now, so you're going to have to fill it in for your buddy and then show them on your screen so they can see some feedback. Democratic leadership, your team vote. We're not suggesting that you have a leader, we're talking about the voting. The fact that you are going to have a fair vote between all 3 of you to decide your idea that you're going to take forward for your team of 3 for the next part of this project. Now, this isn't about the most popular idea or person, absolutely not. This is between the 3 of you about what you think is the strongest idea and the idea that there is a genuine need for, that people out in the public might like to see made. This is an idea also that the 3 of you think you can work well with and complete all the work needed. Now, we've discussed soft skills or employability skills very much when we did the Knowledge Organiser, when we talked about the skills to do the jobs. Now, you've actually been using them. You've had confidence when you have done your peer presentation and showed a good attitude. You've obviously been motivated to actually deliver your presentation and actually complete the work. Now you're looking at teamwork, which might be a bit stressful, but ultimately you're all working to a team presentation that you want to be fantastic. So can you see how easily we can now have experience of all these soft skills, which are also known as employability skills? What we want to do now, though, is actually record these achievements in your locker, which is on Start Profile. To get this far into the project, you've actually achieved quite a lot. So we need to actually store these and keep a record of your achievements. So we'll keep an online record. We'll keep a locker, an online locker, of all these achievements you've made. Guess what? Start Profile does that for us. Locker is a place to store any documents, any media, so that's any videos or sound and notes that tell you and help you show your evidence and your skills and qualities when you need to, i.e. when you're possibly going for a college or sixth form interview or even an employment interview. It's your online record of achievement to make sure you don't forget all the experiences you collect along your career journey. So it's a good idea to start now, even in the Key Stage 3. For example, your mind map and idea is fantastic work. You can use it for the Teen Tech competition. You need to speak to Miss Stewart or Mr. Dark about that in IT department. Let's record the skills you've used so far in developing this idea, because even now you've used lots. Follow these 6 stepping stones to get to your start locker. Follow these steps to go and find your start locker for your online record of achievement. Go to Chrome and launch Start Profile. Step 3, make sure you're on My Profile, or if not, click the button and scroll all the way down to the bottom and you should see My Records. In the My Records section at the bottom, click the word My Locker. This is what you should see, a little heading called My Locker, and you need to press the blue button on the right called Add New Item. In case you need that again, it's Add New Item that you need to press. Now you've pressed Update My Locker and you're going to add a new item to it, you need to complete it. So let's have a look at these red squares to show what you need to type in. First of all, you need the title. Then you need to look at what skills, so you use the drop down, and then you need to choose which skills. And then in the main box in the middle you want to write a description, so that's your words, so don't worry about a drop down. And right at the bottom, then that's where you can actually add in all your evidence, your mind map, anything else that you have created for projects. Even in other subjects as well, or outside of school, you can add evidence into this as well. Let's just practice putting in that extra evidence about these lessons on our project. That's what we've just done, but now we're going to think of outside of school or 3 different subjects. What have you done in those which you have got the best ever feedback from? Use all of these to add items to your locker, so you can do that right now. If you can think of some locker items but want your evidence, then take a photo and update it at home, because you can do this at home too. More evidence the better. So now you're in a team, what happens next? Well, all good product development goes through a cycle. You need to tweak the design. You need to have the power of all 3 minds in your team, whether it's the 3 of you or you are in a team of 20. Then this is everybody has a function and a purpose and a way to add to the development of the product. So what we can look at now is about how you be more specific with what your idea is for, who would need to use it or who needs it, and then descriptions on how the product will work and look, a prototype drawing. So we're going to take that idea and move it along a little bit. You need to organise your teamwork then. You need to decide what each person is doing in your team. After all, you do have a deadline, so you do need to get all your work done, so dividing the work up is your only way forward. So here's a suggested plan. Review your questionnaire, add more questions, send to more people, get more data, a stronger decision. Add more facts to your presentation, more Google searches, more information, stronger idea. Add in unusual sector and or competitor information, like health sector, education sector, food sector, more info, stronger idea. Write down who's doing what, which is page 15 of your booklet, so you have a plan and you stick to it, so there won't be any arguing later on. And it's now time to talk about creating a presentation. It can be a PowerPoint, a mood board, a display, a diorama, a song, yes, even Minecraft. But whatever it is, It has to present the idea, your invention. So here's the minimum that you need to include in your presentation. These 5 points: a diagram or a model, labels so we actually understand your diagram or model, a description of who it helps, the actual customers who are going to use it. Then why you think it's a good idea. This is where you've got your researchers, all your evidence, and the final criteria is all 3 of you must take part. So now we need to keep your work plan up to date. If you go to the front of your booklet, to the work plan double page, you need to update the idea development and your product development of your work plan. You might have noticed that we've actually been doing and going through some of these soft skills, these employability skills. We've looked at teamwork, presentation, adaptability, so we're changing to who we're working with and we might be adapting our idea. Confidence, after all, we're looking at presentations and working with other people. Motivation, you want to win a competition and work with each other. And time management, because we're looking at some deadlines. Well done, that's your completed work list for lesson 7. You've done quite a bit. So we've got peer presentations and feedback done. We've looked at the start profile locker room, and we've got the teamwork up and running in terms of primary, secondary and presentation skills.